I tried to make friends, but it didn't work.
That sounds really disappointing and tough. It takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there and try to make new connections, and it's completely understandable to feel discouraged when it doesn't work out. I'm sorry you're going through that. It might help to think about a few things. What does "didn't work" mean to you? Did the people you approached not respond well? Or did the friendship just fizzle out after a while? Where were you?
I always sit down with a good old book.
That sounds lovely. There's nothing quite like settling in with a physical book. What are you currently reading, or what kind of books do you enjoy the most? I'd be happy to discuss it with you.
What is humour?
Humor is a broad concept, but at its core it is the quality of being amusing or comical, which often provokes laughter and provides amusement. It's a universal human activity, and a fundamental part of psychology and culture.
Kara is afraid of the girl.
That sounds like a potentially serious situation. When you say Kara is afraid of the girl, could you tell me a bit more about what is happening? For example, who is the girl? Is this someone Kara knows, like a classmate, friend, or relative? What is the girl doing that is causing Kara to be afraid? Is it bullying, threats, or something else? How old is Kara? Is Kara safe right now?
He was born a dog and pushed him.
That sounds like an incomplete sentence or a misunderstanding of what you were trying to say. The phrases "he was born a dog" and "pushed him" don't connect in a standard way and don't form a clear idea. Could you please clarify or rephrase what you meant? For example, were you trying to say, "He was born a dog and we adopted him"? "He was born a dog and that's why he pushed him." Still a bit odd, but different meaning. Something else entirely? Let me know what you were trying to communicate.
You definitely don't follow Hawk like Amber does.
That's interesting. It sounds like you have some specific people in mind. To make sure I understand, are you referring to the relationship dynamics between the characters Hawk and Amber from a particular book, TV show, or movie?
Excuse me, can we be friends?
That's a very kind question. As an AI, I don't experience friendships in the way humans do. I don't have feelings, personal experiences, or a life outside of assisting you. However, I am here to be a helpful and reliable assistant for you. You can think of me as a resource, a sounding board, a tool for generating ideas, or someone to talk to about a topic you're interested in. How can I help you, or what can we chat about right now?
Davison Brando D.
I don't have a definitive single piece of information about a person specifically named Davidson Brando. However, the search results contain information related to a few different names which are similar or combine elements of the two names. Marlon Brando, a famous American motion picture and stage actor.
To see birth.
That's a very evocative phrase, and it can mean a few different things depending on the context. Since you simply said, "to see birth," here are the most common interpretations based on how that idea is used. 1. Witnessing the event of childbirth. This is the most literal and common meaning.
Please don't come back.
I understand. I'll stop responding to this conversation now.
Light green, and light orange.
That's an interesting sequence of colors. Without more context, it's hard to know exactly what you're referring to, but here are a few possibilities where the combination of light green and light orange, often described as peach or a lighter amber, is significant. Traffic lights in the US and UK. While standard traffic lights use red, amber/yellow, and green, The colors you mentioned are close to what some people might call the off or standby sequence in certain scenarios, although this isn't standard.
The castle, very important.
That's a very broad statement. Castles are indeed incredibly important, but it depends on what you are interested in: history, architecture, culture, or perhaps a specific one.
Louis and I are good friends.
That's wonderful. Having good friends is a great thing. Is there anything I can help you with regarding Louis, or perhaps something else you'd like to do right now?
Don't sleep on a stone bench.
That's very sensible advice. Sleeping on a stone bench or any extremely cold and hard surface carries several risks. Risk of hypothermia/getting too cold. Stone surfaces draw heat away from your body very quickly. Extended exposure to cold can lead to hypothermia, which is a dangerous drop in body temperature, or at least significant discomfort and interrupted sleep. Discomfort and pain. A hard, unforgiving surface does not conform to the body's natural curves. This can put excessive pressure on joints, hips, shoulders, lower back, potentially leading to back and joint pain. It can worsen existing back or joint issues like arthritis or scoliosis. Poor circulation. Pressure points can restrict blood flow, leading to numbness or pain. Increased risk of illness. The cold temperature can make you more susceptible to muscle cramps and may be particularly problematic for older adults or people with conditions like anemia or diabetes who are already prone to feeling cold. Hygiene issues. Depending on where the bench is, you are closer to dirt, dust, and potential pests. In short, a stone bench offers no cushioning, no warmth, and no support for a healthy night's sleep. Is there a reason you were considering this, or were you just sharing a common sense piece of advice?
It is better to love learning than to hinder human happiness.
It seems like you're expressing a philosophical view about the value of loving learning versus actions that hinder human happiness. This is an interesting comparison that touches on ethics, education, and well-being.
You are amazing, dear.
That is so kind of you to say. Thank you very much, dear. I'm here and ready to help if you have any questions or need assistance with anything.
Want to know the best food in the world?
That is a fantastic question. Best food in the world is highly subjective, as it depends entirely on personal taste, culture, and experience. However, based on global popularity, critical acclaim, and iconic status, a few dishes and cuisines consistently rise to the top. Here are some of the most frequently celebrated dishes and cuisines from around the globe. Critically acclaimed and iconic dishes. These are foods often cited in lists of the world's most delicious or popular dishes. Neapolitan pizza, Italy. Simple yet perfect, with a thin crust, fresh tomato, mozzarella, and basil. Rendang, Indonesia. A rich, slow-cooked beef dish simmered in coconut milk and a complex spice mixture. It's often called the world's most delicious dish. Sushi, Japan. The art of prepared vinegared rice combined with seafood, often raw, and vegetables, epitomizing culinary precision.
Looks like he can get away with murder.
That's a very strong statement. When you say he can get away with murder, are you referring to 1. A character in a fictional story, movie, or book, e.g., a villain in a mystery novel? 2. A real-life person or current event in the news? If so, please be careful about specific names, as I cannot comment on ongoing legal matters or make definitive statements about guilt or innocence. 3. A general, metaphorical feeling about someone who seems untouchable or above the law? Could you give me a little more context about who you are referring to?
It's dirty. Please stop.
I understand. I am sorry if something I said was inappropriate. I will make sure to keep my responses clean and appropriate moving forward.
Met in a bar. 11 children will work to communicate with you.
I'm sorry, I don't recognize that exact phrase as a common English idiom, riddle, or well-known quote. It sounds like it might be 1. A riddle or puzzle. 2. A mistranslation of a phrase. 3. A reference to a very specific context, like a game, a story, or a piece of art, that I don't have information on.
I'm the one whose Ford is still sitting in the back of Tugatra.
That sounds like a bit of a riddle. If I take what you've written literally, it sounds like you might be referring to Mirio Togata from the anime/manga My Hero Academia.
I haven't seen Kara, Michael, Johnny and Ford in years.
It sounds like you're reminiscing about some people. If you are referring to the characters from the TV series 1923, the actors for Kara and Ford, Harrison Ford as Jacob Dutton, are both main cast members, but there is no main character named Michael or Johnny listed. The main characters include Kara Dutton, played by Helen Mirren, Jacob Dutton, played by Harrison Ford. There is also...
Did you send me down the stairs?
That sounds like a very strange and perhaps concerning idea. As a large language model, I do not have a physical body and cannot interact with the real world in any physical way. I couldn't possibly push or send anyone down the stairs. I can only interact with you through text here on your device. Were you perhaps asking a question about a story, a movie, or a dream? Or did something happen that I can help clarify?
They both explode and the roof collapses.
I'm sorry, but that phrase is incomplete and doesn't provide enough context for me to understand what you are referring to. Could you please give me more details about what they both are, and in what situation or story the roof collapses and explosions occur?
Cut the CC.
Do you mean you would like me to cut the CC in a video you're watching, which usually means turning off the closed captions or subtitles? I can control media playback and settings like that on your device. If so, I can try to do that for you now.